So here's our beautiful garden. We have our lilacs are in full bloom, and there's 3 different colors. There's this very dark purple, which looks lighter because of the sun. And so here, I'll shine down here. There we go. That's a dark bluish purple. It's got some nice colors. And then there's a lighter violet. These next 2 trees. Oh, this is looking beautiful. They look a lot like azaleas, but I think they're called Rose of Sharon or something. I'm not sure. Another lilac. Nilsa's been going at the lawnmower all day. We got a lot going on. Here's the lightest color. Oh, next to the white one, we have a white lilac right over there. I really want to propagate those. They smell so beautiful. And we have a pile of bluebells underneath the lilac. They're growing wild all up in our forest. Oh, these might be a little different. I'm not sure. This gets some white flowers and they smell really sweet. As a matter of fact, there is a little indication of a bloom right there. And there's the beginning of our nature trail. Here's our potato garden. Well, actually, red potatoes, blue potatoes, and then I got a couple types of garlic, mystery peppers, red and yellow onions, tomatoes, and that goes all the way across the edge of the yard. So we've got a little rhubarb and our one little raspberry, and it's got flowers on it though. And we planted some soulbear over there and some more wild bluebells. Oh, and they come in white, so blue is like a misnomer. So there's some white ones. And this is a little overgrown. We'll get to it next time. Because, yep, there's the whole yard. There's my garden troll. We took out some of this hedge, and we found a elderberry, hildeberry. Here's our beautiful little family apple tree with 5 types of apples. I protected the bottom with the water bottle I couldn't recycle, so I recycled it anyway. I seeded the ground with all sorts of things and planted 2 little flowers. Apparently the butterflies love them. Which way to go? Guess I'll go in here. So this is the grand entrance. I planted peas everywhere too. Planted some around the base of these trees. I don't know if they'll make it. I think the bugs eat them. So I planted them deep. I tried. I planted them all over the yard too. So this is my hammock cove with more flowers. A little tulip. Some more flowers. There's been a bunch of different flowers up in here. For some reason we had a Honesty or Judas coin last year, but it didn't bloom this year. It's okay. There's a bunch of other pretty flowers. And wild things. And then our trail goes around, but I'm not going to go that deep into the woods. Not on this trip. And Over here is a patch of more berries, but I think the birds have been eating them because they're not even letting them ripen. They've already been picked bare. As soon as they start to form, they're gone. So that's a little bit of a suck. It was covered in flowers. So if they don't let them ripen, I guess we're not going to get to eat any. And this trail goes back up towards the house. And also, there's some more berries, which it looks like the birds are picking these dry too. No Ribes jelly for us. Well, I guess they're hungry. Birds gotta eat whatever birds gotta eat. And it is pretty deep in the woods too, so I'm sure they feel comfortable eating here. But maybe they won't pick all of these prickle bears before we get to them. There's another. Some more bluebells in the woods, and I mean, this is thick. It's literally a thicket. I can't even get in there if I wanted to, so I guess the birds won't. Kind of is a little tight here, but we do have a way through. There's the emergency exit. Goes back to the garden by the bench. And then this goes all the way back up by the house. Oh, and this is a good place for mushrooms too. I found oysters and aniki. And I'm getting stung by the nettles. But we're working on cutting it back a little bit, but keeping flowers too. So here's our crab apples. Oh yeah, I didn't even look up. Everything's covered in flowers. These are thorn trees, or hawthorn. And the one on the left, I don't know what it is, but I know it's good firewood. But it too is covered in flowers and bees and bugs. At least we got plenty of insects for all the birds. And there's the Luna cat. I'm watching you. Better sit. Let's see, I discovered, oh no, this is a pepper rod. We call it horseradish in English. I think this was a melon, but I think it got attacked by the lawnmower. It's okay. The center is still there. Maybe it'll come back. I'll try to pick this off so it has a better chance. It's still got the roots. There's a nettle. Don't want to touch those by accident. Hawthorn flowers. Some rhubarb we planted last year. Next year we'll have fruit. We cleaned out around our hostas. Just kind of push the woods back a little bit. The sun's getting low, so it's all in my face. And yeah, here's a whole nother row of these flowering trees. They don't bear any fruits, but they're pretty. They're good for firewood. That's what it said online. And we got a couple elderberries here. Nils likes to leave wild patches when he mows so the frogs have a place to live. Don't ask. And now we're getting to our tree farm. hopefully our future permaculture forest, because neither of us are too crazy about mowing, but I don't want to just let it go wild, because I want to plant things that I want to feed us. So yeah, and I started planting strawberries around them, and I moved some cuttings from the berry bushes here. Definitely need to get a lot more mulch. We ran out. So here's the cherry tree. We just used wild cuttings from whatever we could find and put them there to dry out. It works. And here's our pear tree we got from Bjarna and Tuppy as a wedding gift. So is the apple tree. I put a pear on it, so I know it's our special pear. There's some rhubarbs that are neglected, but they're doing okay. I don't know if I should dig them up and move them again so they get more sun. I definitely need a mulch under them. And that one too. I didn't know it was there until we mowed. And let's see, so here's our cherry. This is a peach tree. And then we have plums and another little pear that needs some attention. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it. I fertilized it. It's actually looking a little better, but it has a bunch of black and brown spots on the leaves. We didn't get any fruit from them last year. I'm going to put a bottle around the bottom and see if that helps. We mulched it and put those sticks there. Here's the biggest rhubarb. It is looking so happy. I cut off one flower and ate it. And I let the other one go. I want to see what rhubarb seed looks like. If we have 10 million rhubarb, I'm okay with that. Maybe I can make a few kroner by selling them. Oh yeah, and I've never been happy to see some bird poo, as I am right here. That means, oh my gosh, there's some more bird poop. Yay! Because I had Nils help me drag this big old branch up the cliff, and it's actually bearing food. It's a little dry right now, but these mushrooms are called Judas ear, because one, they kind of look like ears, and there's a story that Judas hung himself from an elderberry or hilda tree, and that's exactly what it turns out it is. I just thought it looked cool. Didn't know what I was doing when I did it. And this is our third pear tree. This one was here when we moved in. As you can see, it does look like it's making some pears, but I think the birds must be eating them all because there's never any for us. We haven't had one of our own fruits yet. It's making plenty of flowers and plenty of fruit. I tried covering it with a net. That didn't seem to have any effect. And something is eating at it. I don't know what it is or how to stop it. If anybody knows, it'd be greatly appreciated. It's looking really sad, and it's been attacked all the way down the trunk. I might have to help prevent it to save my other trees. And speaking of trees, there's an apple tree covered in blossoms. Like that too. These are big old trees, but I just cleaned out the base. I watched some pruning videos. They said that the trunk needs to have sunlight. Well, there it is. I took out all the underbrush and the suckers. And so this tree looks really happy. And that one too. They're both getting some nice sunlight in there. I don't know about them brimbles. Niels wants to keep them. I want to get rid of them. So we're kind of having a little disagreement on that. They didn't bear us any fruit last year. We ended up going up the street to get it. That's a pill tree. Pill. We call it a willow. And oh yeah, I forgot, over by the hostas I planted a ton of peas. and also around the base of these trees because I had so many peas I didn't know where to plant them. So we started clearing out this big wild area. We're going to leave that half wild, and this part closer to the road I want to plant out all my flowers. Now here's one that we were able to get berries off of last year, and so far it's looking so good. This one didn't get attacked by the birds so much, and I think it's because it's out here, it's open, it's by the road, and there's a lot of street traffic. I got one cherry off this tree last year. Maybe I'll get more this year, we'll see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ones and a ton of little bushy cherries. And another elderflower. And oh yeah, this vine is honeysuckle. It is also edible. I would like to make some sort of an arbor. Maybe I could even use the tree because it likes to get the sunlight. So maybe I could make one. Who knows? And here's some more wild patches we like because I think they're cherry trees. They're most likely the same thing as these little bushy trees here. Take a step back. Oh. And yeah, here's the first flower I planted out of my planter box. Maybe a bonnet, some type of bonnet. And then here's a couple more different colored ones and different styled bonnets. Thought it'd be fun to make a little collection. I found these two at an abandoned house growing out of some trash, so I'm like, you know what, I'll rescue you and put you in my garden, give you a nice fighting chance. The roots weren't even in anything, and there was like some mud in the plastic bag. So, oh, and this is also edible. This is mustard garlic. I believe it's the oldest known herb, or we have evidence of, in culinary use. It was found in pottery at Otterbowl, which I think is exceptionally cool. You could look it up on Wiki, and you want to know something that makes it even more exciting? So if I take a couple steps back here and peek around my trees, let's light the focus. You see those cliffs over there? That is Otterbowl, where the pottery is found. That proves that this is the oldest used herb in the world, maybe, or amongst them. So, yeah, there's cliffs. I think maybe even the point is near where the museum is. To it, right there. Oh, just behind the sailboat. I'm zoomed all the way in, so it's probably not the clearest shot, but there it is. Oh yeah, and there's a monastery with the style, building style of it. It's somewhere, it's closer to us. We might not be able to see it. It's inland a little bit. But here's, I think these are California cypress. One looks good. That one's medium. I think that one died. Oh, and some more dark purple lilacs. See if I can get it in focus because of the sun. Here we go. You deserve a close-up. There we go. We'll pick a nice one. It smells so beautiful. Got some more flowers up here. I don't know if they're the same or not because it seems like all the other lilac trees have bloomed. And this might be something else, or it might be more lilac. There's some white ones. Sorry, the sun's in a bad... Yeah, I think they are. Maybe variety. But they're much lighter than the other ones. There's a big one up there. And as you can see, we've been trying to keep our crazy invasive roses back. Oh, but they're good for stuff. You can make tea out of the rose hips, and even the petals. There's the first one. They're all white. I think the person living here before us had a thing for purple and white flowers because everything's either purple or white unless we planted it. Oh yeah, there's the bluebells, but they're kind of purple too. Maybe we could take a little shortcut. Oh. Through the butterfly bushes we made it. Oh, I forgot to go on the other trails, but it's okay. Oh, here's another garden. I almost forgot. I planted 2 more. This half, everything made it. Peppers, tomatoes, garlic. It's literally a salsa garden with some, what are these flowers called? They're very big and showy and very popular. I'll think of it. Galas. I grew them from seed. All of this actually came from seeds that I grew. They look a little sad, but they're going to make it. This half died back. I let it get sunburned. That half down there, I had like 100% success. Attempt number 2 worked very well. And over here, I replanted all the strawberries. In Danish, it's called yardberries. Yarber, literally yard berries. So, I thought I should literally make them yard berries. And I found some lavender growing. Almost done. So I planted a couple little lavenders by my door to make it smell nice. And this is my fossil collection. This is what I did last year. I collected fossils and put them around the perimeter of the house and the garden. Now, some of these are super cool, like this on the corner. It has crystals in it. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. But that's a fossil with crystals. This beach has the best rocks in the world if you ask my opinion, but then again it is my beach, so click on the market. Let's walk to the other side, not with the sun in our face. Let's put the sun to our back. And this is going to be my future herb garden and vegetables kitchen garden as soon as I get all these pretty flowers out of here and put them up by the road. I think that will be my next big project. Because this one, we have blueberries. We did get to eat these, but I covered them with a bird net. I felt kind of bad. I was scared, what if a bird gets caught in it? But that never happened. So I'm hoping maybe I could hang things from my archways, like the little fish that's waving in the wind. And maybe I'll just kind of keep them in the woods, and they could have the woods berries, and I'll get the box berries. So this is, yeah, not looking so awesome right now. And these are my 2 new blueberries. They're American, like me. And I kept a few of the strawberries just in case they didn't like the yard. And the rest of them is just the bonnets. They're really pretty. I mean, they start off yellow and then turn white, and then they get this slightly blue shade. From the house. Hopefully they make it. So far it looks so good. And I planted peas all along the trellises. Let's prop her up here. Let's get you a proper photo shoot. Maybe that's Mama's fault. Oh yeah, and there's these things. They grow wild everywhere, but I can't hardly keep them alive. They have beautiful flowers. Lupin, I think they're called. One last final garden. Oh, no, almost. There's one more after this. So, this has got some lettuce and root fruits and chives. They're all blooming. I ate some and I saved some seeds from last year and I scattered them on another part of the yard. So, maybe we'll get some. Daisies, apparently these are edible too, just like the dandelions, but I dandelions. And some wild forget-me-nots. In this garden I planted last year, but I rearranged it because the one in the middle was overshadowing the one on top. And that's my welcome worm. It says welcome. Welcome to our garden in our house. So now I'm up by the garage. And one of the last gardens. Yeah, I literally garden everywhere, I guess. So these are our salad bowls. This is where I get my lunch. And then we've got some pine trees that I started from seed. A few peppers that haven't made it in the ground. This is another the flower, I couldn't think of the name. What is it again? It has the big flowers, Dalla. This one's going to be like maroon and white. And I got a couple mints for my friend. One is a chocolate mint and the other one's citron. And the flower. We're trying to propagate some willows. These are my butterfly flowers. I always kept them by the swimming pool growing up, so I thought it'd be nice to bring a couple home. Oh, and we do have a grape that we haven't decided where to plant yet. I think I'm going to try to keep it in a bucket and keep it inside. Niels wants to protect it. This is my tree farm. Not looking so hot. I think there's some lettuce growing on it. And now we get to, there's my spring door thing. Not looking so springy anymore. Needs some rain. We got a tomato here, cucumber, some more peppers. These have beautiful red flowers. They're more of the red soul bear. And we've got a pine tree. Some more peppers I still need to plant out. I made like every seed I planted grew. Pretty crazy, huh? And then, tomatoes with cages. Yeah, I just made the cages the other day. They're looking pretty spectacular. They're starting to get their blooms on. Some of them could be like 400 grams. So once we start getting tomatoes, I think we're going to have salsa for lunch every day with garlic and peppers because, oh yeah, everyone's got some little flowers on them. They're finally looking happy. So I want to stay on top of these, well, most of them. This side's looking smaller, but they're all different varieties. Like these are ladybird and they have ripe-sized tomatoes on them, so they're going to be puny and tiny. But that's okay, I like tiny tomatoes too. I like all tomatoes. And I'm already propagating them because I have to prune them, so I don't like killing them. So if I find a big one, I plant it again. That's what's going on in here. And sometimes they, grow up quick enough to make fruit. So, I accidentally broke the flowers off that one and it started another one whenever I made the post. But, this is ingenious. I did this out in the yard too. As it grows, I could just twist it and wind it around the plant and it's held up by tension because I got a rock planted in the bottom. Let's see, what kind are we looking at? They're all labeled. Mariana's Praise, golden orange, red pink, 30 to 100 grams. And I think it's supposed to have variegated leaves. That might be what's going on here. I thought they were sick, so I was picking them off. Actually, this might be sunburn. I'll pick that off once it grows a little bit more. Since it's starting to fruit, I don't want it to come off too hard. We got some little jalapenos. I don't know why they're staying so tiny, but maybe they'll come around. And this is a fish game Mom sent meals for Christmas. And I think that's most of my garden. I made it all the way around the yard. It only took half an hour. I know nobody's going to watch this. Oh yeah, and I started some orange trees. Maybe I should put them out so they can get some more sun. Oh, and lemongrass. My friend sent me some lemongrass. And I actually have some ginger growing in this bucket. Let's see if I can find them again. There was a little green poking out. It's in there. It'll come up when it's ready. And yeah, so, oh wait, these are lemon trees. I got orange trees in the tree bucket and lemongrass. Good thing I label all these things, otherwise I'd have no idea what's what. And what a beautifully, mostly get mowed yard. Because like I said, Neil's mowed this time. He can't mow the flowers, which I'm kind of happy for. It leaves a little bit for the birds and bees, especially when we mow in one complete session. We even leave some for in the driveway. Alright, well, that's about it for this video.